record me. Okay, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to these Energy Wednesdays that I'm going to be putting on in blocks probably, but we'll see how it emerges. So these exercises are based on Donna Eden's energy medicine system. And the whole premise of that is that, you know, the body wants to be healthy, the body knows how to be healthy, but sometimes it needs help being brought back into balance. So there might be various blockages in the body or places where the energy is not flowing. So these exercises are trained to help you just get everything humming. And this has been recorded, so you've got the recording in the week if you want to revisit. And the reason I decided to start now is because we're entering a new season. Some people think that winter doesn't start, or perhaps it's not proper winter till the solstice. But actually the solstice is the midpoint of winter. So really we're entering into winter now, and already we've got that atmosphere in the air. Everything's becoming a little bit damper and it's getting darker earlier. And in ourselves, we may feel the need to kind of catch up a bit more. I noticed I was on the cusp of going out on Sunday night, and then I just thought, oh no, I'll stay in, you know, and that's very much the vibe of winter. It's about going deep. It's a deep yin time where we can rest and rejuvenate, so that when spring starts, which again in the Celtic calendar is the beginning of February, you know, we've got those resources to kind of push through new life. Okay, so you can be standing or sitting, and basically what we're going to do is I'm going to go through quite thoroughly Donna Eden's energy medicine. It's called the 5-minute daily energy routine. It's going to take us more than 5 minutes because we're going to go through it quite systematically. But then every week as well, I'll give a nugget of different information to do with an energy system. And this will be very much related to winter and the rhythm of water. So in Chinese medicine, the rhythm of water is very much associated with winter. And again, it's about going deep. Yeah, going deep. So as you can see, I've got my blue top on today. It's not just because I'm still supporting Kamala Harris. It's because blue, black, these are the sort of colours of winter. So of the water element. Okay, so, and all these exercises can be done sitting down as well. So if for some reason your energy feels a bit low, you can still do these sitting down and you can benefit. So we're going to start by what we call the 4 thumps, and that's tapping just underneath the cheekbones here. Okay. So we're tapping on stomach meridian. So just to say, the meridians are like energy pathways that run through the body. And stomach, so it is to do with the organ, but when we talk about stomach, this being a stomach point, we're talking about the meridian, okay, the energy pathway. And what we're going to do is we're going to flush stomach, okay? So sometimes our meridians get clogged, so we're going to flush stomach. So you all know where your second toe is, okay? So going down and just pinching your second toe. And then basically we're coming up the front of the body, up the front of the body, through the breasts, through the throat. I'll take my glasses off. Through the eyes. And then what I like you to do is just pinch little bits of the cheek. So what we're doing here is we're just getting rid of any clogged energy any excess. Okay. And then we're going to go forward on the meridian. So when we flush a meridian, it's like an oil change in a car. We're taking out the old oil to put new oil in. So we've taken out the old oil and now we're going to put in the new oil. So again, with this place, we're going to start here, come up through the eyes, back down, and then through the breasts, through the front, down the front of the body, and off the second toe. And then just come up with some figures of 8. And we do that again, we do that 3 times. So little tap, up through the eyes, through the throat, through the breasts. And stomach is all about grounding and trust. Okay. Coming up once more. So there's every meridian has an affirmation. With stomach, it's trusting in the mysteries of life. So things don't always go to plan, but we can just trust that they will be all right in the end. Maybe sage advice for this morning. So, okay, so we flush stomach. The next thumb is kidney. So you've got your collarbones, and then just underneath are divots. So tap in those. Now, experiment a little bit here, because for some people, the points might be just in that place. For other people, they might just be a bit lower down or to the side. And you'll know, as if you just sort of tap along, you'll feel a point where you think, oh yeah, that feels a bit sore or something. So kidney, and again, we're talking about kidney meridian. And kidney meridian is an extremely important meridian in winter. Well, it's an extremely important meridian anyway. It's like a foundational energy meridian, but particularly in winter, because kidney is yin, and yin is about going deep. Okay. And then we're going to tap the thymus here. So if you think about your sternum, okay, so just at the top of the sternum. So this is the Tarzan thumb. And very, very good for immunity. So every day in winter, I just give the sternum a little tap. And also, if you've got a cold coming on, or you've got a cold that's at a tail end that you want to shift, tap in, well, anytime really, just tap in thymus. Oh, and I'm yawning, which shows energy's moving, so that's good. Okay. And then finally, spleen. So spleen, if you think about the seams of your t-shirt or your bra, spleen just comes down the seams of your t-shirt and literally under the breast there. There's some points there, okay? So again, tap in spleen, the spleen meridian. And spleen's very much to do with, well, it's nourishment, so nourishing food, but also digesting information, situations, things like that. And these might be quite sore, actually. They can get clogged quite easily. So nourishing ourselves by tapping spleen. Ah, and smile and breathe. Ah. Lovely. I've also got some water here, so always good to keep hydrated. Okay, we're going to move on. So that's the first exercise, the 4 thumbs. The second exercise is about our energy crossing over. Okay, so energy should cross over. That's what it's meant to do. When the energy goes in straight lines, it's what we call the homolateral, which is when, you know, when you feel like really dead tired, like you can't get off the sofa, or that slump in the afternoon when you can't be bothered to do anything. That's homolateral. but it's quite easy to get the energies crossing over again. And again, this can be done with sitting down. Okay, so we're gonna do the homolateral repatterning. So we're just gonna start same leg, same hand, and you can literally be sitting down doing this, just bringing your hand to your leg. Same leg, same hand. And when we do this, we're saying to the body, okay, I hear you, I hear you're tired. Let's just take it nice and easy. Okay, and then we're going to cross. So we're going to do opposite hand to opposite leg. Again, can be done sitting down. Can be a really tiny movement as long as you're crossing. And when we're doing this, we're just encouraging the energies to cross over. Okay, and then that might feel a bit much, so we go back to the same side. Same side. Always working with the energy where it's at. And then crossing. And you might find that the crossing is starting to feel a bit easier. Okay, and finally, same side again. And crossing over to finish, because that's what we want to be doing. We want to be crossing over. Okay, and then let's just take a moment, sit or stand with the hands on the thighs. Breathe in, feeling our feet grounded on the floor. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Wayne Cook. And the Wayne Cook is, it's about neurological patterns. So again, in the brain, things need to be crossing over. So sometimes we say, don't we, when we're really got a lot of brain fog or we're really tired, like, oh, I can't think straight, yeah? And that's because the right side and the left side of the brain aren't crossing over. So this is a really simple exercise to encourage that. Really good if you've been working on a computer for a while or things like that. So again, you can be sitting or standing, and you can do it with the hands or the feet, but I like to do it with the hands. So first of all, one hand on front of the other, in front of you, and then clasp the sides, and then bring it through. Okay. And then what we're going to do is take 6 deep breaths. But when we take these breaths, so I'll do that again. So hand on top of each other to the side so that you're kind of clasped, your hands are clasped, your wrists are crossed, and then bringing it through like that. So we're going to take 6 deep breaths. And the thing that's most important here is that your spine is moving. So if I turn to the side and I take a breath, I'm like, okay, the spine's moving. Okay, so let's just do those 6 breaths. Okay, and then when you've done 6, unfold. Okay, and then we're going to go the other side. So you're literally just putting the wrists, crossing them the other way and bringing them through. And again, 6 deep breaths. Then when you're done, just unfold that And we're going to just come to the top, the bridge of the nose, and we're going to make, I don't know if you remember making churches and steeples with your fingers when you were little, but you put your palms together and you have your thumbs just pressed in to that point between the eyebrows, and again 6 deep breaths. And this is a really good point for the nervous system. If your nervous system has been jangled, or that you feel you're a bit in fight, flight, freeze. And we're coming straight from there into a crown pull. So just gently combing the skin on the forehead apart and then flicking. And then basically we're following the hairline. So if you're not too bothered about how your hair looks today, you could give it a really good scratch. You can always brush it later. But you're just following the hairline. And when you're doing this, you're making space in the skull. You're making space for new information, letting go of anything that's clogging you up. And then that includes the back of the neck as well. But taking your time, you're having a good scratch. Back of the neck. And then just hanging off when you're ready, just hanging off the shoulders. And this is a really good place as well. If you feel stressed, because the shoulders are where the vagus nerve runs through. Fight, flight, freeze. Couple of breaths. And then bringing the hands to the heart. Okay, great. Doing really well. Let's have a little look at the time. Okay, a bit more water. Okay. So now we're going to go into connecting heaven and earth, which I think most of you who've done energy with me before, or meditation, will know. Really great posture. You can do it. I do it several times during the day. It can do so much. First of all, it stretches the body, and energy needs space to move. If you're feeling stuck, the easiest thing to do is to stretch, so that you just get in that energy moving. Secondly, really, really good if you've got a cold coming on or something like that, or that you need a bit of extra energy, a bit of extra resource. And on the one hand, it's about letting in new information, but on the other hand, it's about letting go. Okay, so let's do it. So hands on the thighs, nice deep breath. And then when you're ready, raising the arms up above your head. And if you can, just taking it into a gentle back bend, but again, just listening to your body and seeing what's right for you. And then coming into the heart with a prayer pause. And then one hand, so deep breath in, one hand up, one hand down. Breathing out, come to the center. Opposite side. And the position of the hands are quite important. So you can see they're flexed at the wrist. And that's because they're almost like acting almost like energy plates or something. So when our hand is up like that, it's like we're taking in the fresh day, the new energy that's been there. And when a hand is down like that, it means that anything we don't need, anything that perhaps we've picked up, or and this goes for views and opinions and beliefs, but they don't serve us anymore, that they can just fall to the earth quite naturally. So this is a great posture, very grounding. And of course, winter is about being grounded too. There's so much that goes on. in the winter season, and so many events, and so staying grounded is great. Okay, so making this your last one. And then brushing down the front of the body. So it's like we want to get rid of any excess, brushing down the front of the body, squeezing the legs like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste, brushing out. And then we're going to come up via spleen meridian. So what we do for that is, you know where your big toe is. So just start coming up slowly the inside of the legs. Because again, spleen is yin energy, it moves nice and slow. And then just rake through the groin, because that's somewhere that the energy can get really stuck. And then up the sides, top of the chest, and then back to that point, just underneath the bra line, giving it a nice little rub. Oh, great. Okay. So the little energy nugget I want to give you today is about this point that we talked about at the beginning, K27. So these points underneath here, okay? So kidney controls 12 other meridians. So if your kidney is running smoothly, the rest of your energy is going to be moving smoothly. So with these points, it's just good. So first of all, just have a sense of where they are. So just move along underneath the collarbone. And you'll just see they'll either be like a little dip or might feel a bit sore, something like that. So those are what we call the K27s, and that's because they're at the end of the kidney meridian, K27. And we tap them, but you can massage them, which is really nice. You can hold them. You could be doing this in a meeting and nobody would know what you were doing. But the point is that they're like the great storehouses of energy. So when you feel like you need a boost or you get that post-lunch slump, really good to work with these points, yeah? Okay, so that's your little energy nugget today, K27, which is the end of the kidney meridian, storehouses of energy, giving them a little rub throughout the day, and particularly in winter where it's quite easy to start feeling tired in the day. Okay, so I've got a few more exercises before we finish. Obviously, I've gone through this quite slowly, but as the weeks go on, we can pick up. So, aura, okay. So aura can sound like something quite flaky, but another word for it is biofield. So it's just this sense of protection almost. That's a good way to think about it, between you and others, okay? So it's just your personal space, your sense of protection, but it also is your first line of defense. So things like bugs, they work their way in through the aura, okay? So you want to have a nice strong aura that communicates who you are. You don't want people coming into your space or taking advantage or anything like that. So strong aura can do that. So we're going to do something called the Celtic weave, which is a personal favourite of mine. So let's rub our hands together. And when we rub our hands, we kind of clean in our energetic tools, okay? And then shaking them off. And then rubbing them again. Okay. And then just sort of have a sense of the connection between the hands. So just, and if it doesn't feel apparent, just trusting it's there, okay? Sometimes it takes a while to get attuned. So just bringing the hands out till they're about the size of a football, holding a football in front of you. And then bringing them up to the head. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cross the arms and we're going to flick out, okay? And then we're just going to go down the body doing that, crossing the arms, flicking out. crossing the arms, flicking out. And the edge of the arms is the edge of the aura. So we're just making it nice and strong. And then once we're at our feet, we're going to scoop up. It's like we're scooping up the earth energy and we're just raining it down. Oh, feels nice. And then we can just do a little bit of work with the aura. So just slowly moving your hands around, almost like in a figure eight. And you might feel a sort of membrane-y type. Feels like there's something there, yeah? Ah. And what we're doing is we're just encouraging it to be strong. You can actually step back into what you've just done. Give yourself a little shimmy. Because the back is really important. No, somebody said once, no backstabbers. And again, this is about being playful. It's not about getting it right. So just, okay, and then when you're ready, just smoothing out. We're just smoothing out the edges. Lovely. So last food, this is another personal favorite of mine. It's called the belt flow. So sometimes the groundedness of our body doesn't get up to the manicness of our head. So behind your waist, just about here, you've got what they call the Ming Men, which is, Chinese called it your power point. It's like your source of energy. Very powerful. So giving that a nice rub, a nice juice up. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just bring the hand round and sweep over that kind of belt area. And you can do it quite high, you can do it under the ribs, you can do it quite low towards the pubic bone. And really good, actually, if there's any difficulty with digestion. Sometimes when the seasons change, our guts can suffer a bit, get chills, so, okay. And then when we've done that, we're going to come down the opposite leg and back up just anyhow. And then we do the other way. So we're sweeping round. And that feels really good. And this is so grounding. You know, I do this several times a day. So grounding, so good. Ah. Okay, and then when you're ready, coming down off that leg and back. Okay, literally the last two now. So we've done lots of work. We've worked different energy systems. We've flushed meridians. We've worked the aura. So now we want to contain all that in our being. So the first thing is the hookup, which is you pop your finger in your belly button and then you pop your other finger just in that area between the eyebrows again and just lift up. And just take a few breaths here. And the idea is that you will feel some sort of connection between these 2 points. So you're basically storing all this energy. And it's bringing you into alignment, into some sort of balance and cohesion. So you might find yourself taking a deeper breath, or sighing, or yawning. And all that sign that the energy's moving, that you're hooked up. Okay. And then finally we do the zip up. So it's literally like you've got a coat and you're zipping all that energy in. So And I quite like to do this quite viscerally. So again, coming from your pubic bone and just really coming up the body, doing a little bit of pressure through the throat, up to the mouth, and then we're locking it and throwing away the key. Here we are. And again, that's containing everything. So that's your Energy Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel your energy's moving and that I feel quite good now. I didn't have a good night's sleep, and I feel really good now. So I'll be back next Wednesday, and you can always request the recording if you need it. So I'll stop the record there.